Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're still following up with our special edition covering the latest democratic path that Egypt right now is going through, the Parliament elections 2025, where it just kicked off now in New Zealand after Councillor Ahmed bin Deri, the head of the executive committee of the National Elections Authority, just announced the start of the voting in New Zealand. And from there is all together, the Egyptians are gathering for one cause. It's democracy, and it is their voices will be heard in these new elections. Well, of course, these elections will be across 117 countries across the world from Egyptians who lives abroad, and it did kick off now a few minutes ago in New Zealand. But right now, and of course in Egypt, it will be held abroad, will be held from the 7th and the 10th, sorry, and the 11th here in Cairo, and for abroad it's going to be held tomorrow and after tomorrow. We're waiting for more contribution from all the Egyptians who live inside Egypt or living abroad. And to know more about this, I'm so delighted to be accompanied here in the studio by Dr. Amira Ashraf, the assistant lecturer at Helwan University. Good evening.
Good evening, Shru. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is a national pride and a national celebration, and of course a new edition for Egypt Democratic Bath.
Yes, yeah.
Well, how do you see this? Because each time that Egyptians gather for one cause, now it's gathering for the democracy, for new voting, for new regulations, and to be heard, and also to vote for people who's going to speak for them in the upcoming period.
Actually, this is the tradition of Egypt that where actually is normal in Egypt. This is the usual history of Egypt. In 1956, in the reign of Mr. President Gamal Abdel Nasser, this is the first time to the women to have the right to contribute or to participate in elections, or actually in parliamentary elections. Then there is Rawia Atiyah. She was the first woman, or the first Egyptian woman at that time, to be elected, and she got for about 120,000 votes at that time, and considered to be an honor to the Egyptian woman. And then she tried to do so after that by 3 years, however she failed. Then in 1993 she was elected as a head of the council as a whole for the family, the National Council of the Family and Citizens. And since 1993 this became a must, or it's a must to the whole councils or the whole elections to have at least 25% from the seats there just dedicated to women to be elected there. So it's a progress, or it's an achievement at that time. So it's a history of Egypt.
Yeah, of course. Of course. How do you describe the pivotal role of women when it comes to responsibilities and positioning themselves in the political field?
Yes, actually it's normal as well. However, it's related to the Pharaonic era, or the ancient Egyptian era. And this is the first, or the most popular queen at that time is Queen Hatshepsut. She's from the beginning, she's elected as to be an honor, or to be an heir of the throne at that time. However, at the first part of her reign, actually she was a ruler as a man. She removed all the T symbol of feminine, or the feminine symbol from her name. So she was Hatshepsut, not Hatshepsut. So and then once she became popular, she put the letter T just to express herself as a woman, or as a female, and as a ruler at that time. After Hatshepsut, we have so many queens heir the throne, or were rulers at that time. It's belonging to the history of Egypt as a whole, not just a ruler. However, She's a queen. She's participating in the elections right now. Or like currently, actually we have for about 27% of women of these elections to be participated there. So it's a great achievement to the women.
Well, I think since His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi took over, he was always calling for women to be a part of different sectors, to be part of different ministries also. So I think this is now we have many ministers when it comes to women. So I think this is a national pride when it comes to women empowerment too.
Yes, sure, and actually this is normal, and this is the usual of Egyptian women to participating not just in not just to be a mother, or not just to finish her role or stop her role inside the home. However, she has a role in the society as a whole. So she could be a president, she could be participants in the elections, or even in the presidency.
I think many Egyptian women nail it, especially ministers. We've seen like different ministers even moving from one ministry to another because they nailed it in this field and different sectors. When it comes to Egypt's image, I think this we can speak about till.
Yeah, actually it's an honor and pride to the Egyptian woman to be a part of such elections or a part of such roles. So we're so proud of being that virgin or that role, even to the women all over the world, and not just the Egyptian. So we became Egyptian role models to the foreigners. So it's a great achievement to us.
So I think the new generations are witnessing that closely, and I think they are trying to indulge and to jump into any whether political field, economic field, or any field. But I bet right now all the new generations are looking forward to such positions as they've seen the outcome of it when it comes to positioning itself, when it comes to women and their pivotal role in different and diverse sectors.
To improve yourself, actually, to improve yourself as a woman or as a girl, a young lady. So it's a great track to follow, or to get this track to start your life, your career life, to start to be in the political life. So it's a great field for the girl or for the woman to start her life at such a field. So and then she could be a president, she could be a ruler, she could have a great role or an important role in the councils, in elections, in whatever she has. She could be a lecturer, she could be any high position at the country. So it could be a great future for her and a great life as well.
So we've seen that lately, different, of course, not just the government, but also different sectors, as being a lawyer or teaching, or in happening like different fields, especially defending women. And I think women nowadays are having a great attention, are of course on positioning themselves, and I think this encouragement from the government, it means a lot.
Yes, sure, exactly. Mr. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi took care of that part of society, which is women. He just focused on their role, not just to be stopped, as I told you before, in the home or in the house, not just to be a mother. However, she has a role in every single field. I believe for 2025, every single field we have a woman there. We have we have a female part at the work. So
which is amazing, a new army for Egypt.
Yes, right. No, except the army. Except the army.
Yeah, I've seen lots of ladies working for the army, and of course for the Ministry of Interior, which is a great contribution, not just in setting in offices and indulging. No, they just want also to prove themselves in different fields when it comes to power. So I think this encouragement.
This is a pride, yeah, this is a pride for us
Pride for all
as
the
women,
Egyptians.
yeah.
So what did you notice about this contribution lately? Like, of course, today's contribution is not like many years before. So how do you see that? Because there's also different ages. It's not just youth or not just women who completed in a like a permanent position and they turn it to the political field. So I think this diversity also is great for Egypt's history.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, men and women are completing each other. Not just in life, however, in the career life or at work. So at that time, once you contribute as a woman, you 100% have a totally different opinion or totally different point of view from that of the men. So once we can shape it, or we can shape both of them, or merge both of them together. So it will be, or it will create a new idea for the future of the country, whatever it's Egypt or any other country. I'm just talking about the concept as a whole or in general. At the time we have teachers, we have presidents and ministers, as you mentioned before, and for now it's every single role of the woman could be mentioned, or has to be focused on, has to be expressed. So it's a great role, and thanks given to Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi.
Sure. Of course, he's always focusing on this point of focusing on how to polish the position before even inviting more pivotal women who contributed before, or just still contributing up to now, because our ministers and all the amazing ladies, powerful ladies that we do have, they also represent Egypt in different international arenas. It's not just about being
in sports field as well, and we have so many celebrities. We have some anchors like you in all of fields here. We're so proud of women in Egypt, and we can see the progress of the role of women in at least last 10 years in Egypt. So it's not starting from, it's actually started from SM Amin, who gave the role of the woman to work or to cooperate in the life as a whole, not just to be a mother or not just to be inside the home. Thanks given to SM Amin as well. And since that time, we have so many women learned or educated. So he get rid of unemployment, yes, and the poverty as a whole, as the woman contributed at in the society or in all fields of society at that time. So it's a progress. Before she cannot, or she's not employed, she's unemployed, she's not learned a lot, or she's not educated. So however, for now, she's educated, she became a doctor and professor and blah blah whatever. So all of these achievements we have to mention, we have to be proud of, right?
Of course, 100%, I do agree. And of course we can never not to mention the initiatives that is being done by the government as leading for the leading roles, lots of alumni that they graduated from the leading programs by the government. So I think this is also a great initiative to put women as leaders and to give them the bath for not just leading, but it's in any and in diverse fields.
Yes, actually it's the sharing experience between men and women. So it's so important at any field to share the experience of you and the others or the other surrounders. It's so important to take care of such a point. And also we have so many role models all over Egypt, or on the history, across the history of Egypt since the Pharaonic period till now. We have Hatshepsut, we have Nefertari, and we have شجر الدر, Cleopatra, all of those women or were presidents or rulers at that time. Or even she's not a queen or she's not a ruler. We have Nefertari, which the prettiest of the pretties. So she was the wife of Ramses II. She was not a queen, however, she was the wife of the king. She's a queen as a title, however,
as a
she's
counselor,
not a ruler.
let's say.
Yes, she's not a ruler. However, Ramses II, there was a great empire at that time, has a great empire, and he was a great. For me, he's the greatest or one of the greatest emperors all over the history or acrossing the history of Egypt till now. One of the greatest rulers in the history of Egypt. So in each single detail, he took her opinion and he's sharing his ideas with her. So Nefertari had a very big role in Egyptian history creation. So we cannot deny such role, and also we cannot deny the role of Hatshepsut. She was a ruler. She was a ruler, not the wife of the ruler. So it's a great role, and it's still living with us and surviving with us so far. So we cannot deny such role of such rulers or such female rulers at that time.
Well, Dr. Amira, as you see, of course, sometimes people say that women cannot bear the stress of the work, cannot bear this and that. But imagine that we did have lots of, probably you've met some of them, lots of women, Egyptian women, that they are ignorant, but they have wisdom. Mm-hmm. They have this, but I think, I don't know, they were born with it.
Cool.
They're cool, they have wisdom.
Yes, actually, we're not talking that much, however, we're working that much. So we're not talking by words, however, we're talking by actions. So we took the actions, or we're still taking the actions.
And I bet we were waiting for more from the Egyptian pivotal role, yes. Women, pivotal role. But right now, I'm so delighted to be accompanied by my colleague Ahmed Nader from the National Election Authority. Good evening, Ahmed.
Good evening, Shuruq. Thank you very much.
Hello.
I'm at the National Elections Authority with Councillor Ahmed Benderi, the head of the Executive Committee of the National Elections Authority. Of course, the interview will be conducted in Arabic. سيادة القاضي أحمد بنديري المدير التنفيذي للهيئة الوطنية
the Executive Director of the Committee of the National Electoral Authority. We are today talking about the parliamentary elections. About 2 or 3 months ago, we were talking about the Senate elections. We saw a huge success organization-wise and coordination-wise, specifically with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And you had a press conference held with our ambassador in New Zealand about 30 minutes ago. What do you expect for this round of parliamentary elections? Thank you very much for being with here at the headquarters of the NEA. Indeed, the full coordination with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and with Ambassador Habashi Anwar is conducted to ease all procedures for all Egyptians living abroad, to enable them to reach the polling centers and allow them to cast their ballots. And according to the timetable announced by the National Elections Authority, God willing, as we've done before, the scene will live up to Egypt's image and will confirm that Egyptian citizens everywhere fully support the Egyptian state and the new republic. Mr. Councillor, what do you expect for the voter turnout in these parliamentary elections? We think and we believe that a voter turnout in parliamentary elections in the House of Representatives is usually bigger than those that in the Senate. Why is that? We're talking about awareness. We are talking about raising awareness. Of course, we want a higher voter turnout, and that's why we eased all of the procedures related to the process to enable citizens inside Egypt and outside Egypt to cast their ballots. We update them, inform them about the CVs of all the candidates. We do a lot of things, but there's also responsibility on the shoulders of the candidates themselves, and we call on citizens to be positive and to cast their ballots but I think candidates also bear a responsibility here, because they have to reach citizens and they have to convince them of the necessity of going out and voting for them. So that's why it's a responsibility for the candidates themselves to convince the citizens to go out there and vote. But we here at the National Elections Authority, we do our job when it comes to organization and to make the process easier and to facilitate everything. But again, candidates bear a responsibility here. As for the voter and as for the candidate, what is the importance of full judicial supervision for everybody? Of course, this is a guarantee, and this is the votes are under full supervision of judicial institutions, and this is the biggest guarantee out there, because your vote will make a difference. Finally, the final question asks for coordination with the Ministry of Interior for the voting here at home on Monday and Tuesday. What are the special preparations, especially that we have more than 5,600 polling centers? Yes, indeed, we do have coordination with the Ministry of Interior and with the heads police departments in all areas of the 14 governorates where the first phase of the elections will take place, so as far as securing the supervisors, securing the judicial supervisors, securing the citizens who will be casting their ballots, securing the process at large. There is full coordination, and we saw in the Senate elections the big role played by the Ministry of Interior. We saw that in the Senate elections, we saw that in the presidential electoral process, and this is an indication that all of the concerned parties live up to their responsibilities, and they all shoulder their responsibilities together and coordinate together to give a good image for Egypt, and it will be better this time around, God willing. Thank you very much, Councillor Bindeli, for being with us on Nile TV International.
Back to you, Shuruq.
Nader, our dear colleague from the National Election Authority, he held this interview with Councillor Ahmed Binderi, the head of the Executive Committee of the National Election Authority. I'm back to my dear guest here in the studio. Well, of course, we've seen before 3 months ago the Senate elections, how was the preparation, and of course there were lots of contribution from women in the society. Right now in a new bath, and we didn't mention that behind all this progress and preparations, there's also women behind the scenes. It's not candidates, but they are also working in this field. So I think all of them are twining for one cause and for improving themselves in different and diverse fields. Not just that, but also as a contribution for a new democracy and a new path.
Yes, actually, they are considered to be the hidden soldiers in this whole empire, or on this process. So we have so many organizers off-scene or to be hidden or not visible for the community to be shown. So, however, they are worked on it to get such presence. Actually, as you see, it's well organized. It's totally something we have to proud of. We have to be proud of our identity and our women as well. And for example, the role of the woman, I was one of the organizers behind the scenes for the celebration or the ceremony of the GEM, the Great Egyptian Museum. So it's considered to be the huge or the greatest project all over the world in the last century. It's not visible or it's hidden somehow. However, there are so many young ladies and so many girls, so many women in this celebration to get such a great result that we had last Saturday. It's as usual. We were stunned from the role of the women, and they participated more than once in such great projects, or even in all the projects. They participated in everything at the world, not just such a project to be personal or to be starting from woman and ending in mother. No, it's in all fields, all over the life fields, and not just in Egypt, it's all over the world, I believe so.
Well, I've witnessed that. Yes, as you see, it's very true. The running around where all women, young ladies, very, very, very responsible of their position, whatever they are doing when it comes to organizing, when it comes to facilitating even, protocol-wise. They are so young, they are so educated, they are so in a high level of management. So I think...
And they have passion and energy to work, and they loving what they are doing. So this is the most important thing, just to put your efforts in something you have a passion to. I am from my end, where in my field, the tourism, I can see that all of women I had, or 90% of them have this passion. Have the passion to work, have the passion to get a great result on such event. So this is not the
this is only the start.
Yes.
This is only the start. Let me first take Mr. Dr. Muhammad Aimer, the coordinator of the International Relations. Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be with us in this special edition covering the elections, the Parliament elections 2025.
Yes, exactly. Pleasure is mine. Thank you so much.
I would like to thank you so much. Well, of course, this is a new path in the democratic path, contribution from different fabric of the society, and of course, a pivotal role that Egypt plays when it comes to gathering its nation for a new phase, a new path, a new agenda, and of course, for the sake of this nation.
Yeah, thanks a lot for this. You call it new, I call it new. So actually, I've raised the state that has introduced the changes to some election laws that explicitly incorporated young people, especially the quotas and representation for the requirements for whether the Senate or the Parliament itself or the House of Representatives. For example, the amendment that happened in May this particular year to certain laws preparing for the elections right now. That was what we call the list-based electoral system. That included 40 seat lists and also 102 seat lists, all involving young people. So at the same time, I think this signals a formal commitment by the state itself to ensure younger people, younger faces, fresh minds present in candidate lists, not only older incumbents. But at the same time, institutional efforts are now underway to raise awareness, prepare the electorate people, including young people, for meaningful political participation. Actually, this also included some informative service announcing a plan like seminars, political awareness, but covering the most important thing that they cover rural and urban areas, different demographics, including young people, ladies, females in Egypt, to explain how electoral process can happen. Also, another very important point concerning these elections related to the capacity building through young people and through youth engagement. Beyond the legal causes, government itself is now investing in programs aiming at equipping young people with knowledge, experience to know the importance of participation and how also to participate in the parliamentary politics. For example, I took too many examples. The Ministry of Youth itself, it launched the national phase for the Children's Parliament in August, like 3 months ago, and also the use of simulation models in universities, in institutes, and different places to show how to propose a motion, debate, further conference procedures or parliament procedures. This also added to the inclusion because the state now they are outreaching efforts, including tailored segments for young people and for underrepresented categories ahead of the election. These seminars by the National Information Service are now one example. However, the emphasis itself on ensuring that young people understand not only the importance but also the vitality of the electoral process, because what the candidate criteria are, how campaign finance works, because this would make them avoid fully fake news, deep fake news, and what are the rights that they have as voters, what helps lower barriers to participation. I think the state is doing very well in this. But in the same time, we have challenges, of course. Yeah, of course, we have challenges because actually, we are a fresh country, we are a fresh state. We have tough quotas. We have youth turnout and engagement tend to be lower somehow compared to older age groups. Yes, we know this, and I'm a young man, and I know this. This means that even when the structural force are in place, we need to mobilize even more young people because actually we want to cross this barrier. So I think this is a very important point. But a little advice for young people who wish to stand as a candidate. We need to support them with mechanisms like mentorship, seminars, webinars, maybe also what about campaign training and also funding, because this is pretty critical as quotas are to translate or to be interpreted into meaningful representation. I believe the state is doing very well in this, but we need further steps, maybe not only tomorrow, maybe not 2 days later, but maybe the next turnaround. I think this will be way much better, because actually we're learning the lessons right now.
Well, Dr. Mohammed, of course we hope for the best, but you said like a couple of key words, which is youth, contribution, voting, awareness, and lucky us, Egypt owns 50% of the population are youth. So, so I think the contribution is getting way much bigger in different sectors and different fields, and especially the youth, like what been happening before it at the youth forums, trying to contribute, mimic what's happening in the ministries, and to have this dialogue between the youth and the government.
Yes, exactly. You mentioned that 50% of them are young people. Let me tell you a more important number. 60% of that 50% are under 35. This is the peak age. This demographic reality means something. Means that young people are not just a voting bloc. They are a majority voice, which is very important. This experiences many of Egypt's most pressing issues like education quality, job creation, digital transformation, facing the challenges for artificial intelligence, and also climate challenges. However, young people, when they take part in such elections as candidates, not only voters, like campaigners, active, and even active voters, by the way, I don't mind that. But, for instance, young candidates themselves often emphasize digital economy policies because they have fresh minds, they have fresh energy, focusing on entrepreneurship, renewable energy, social justice on the top of the table, aligning policies more closely with the concerns of today's generation. I think they are the ones who are responsible for this. These 60% are under 35, they totally understand the importance of this and also the vitality of their participation as candidates, not only voters.
Well, Dr. Mohammed, of course, this is such a bless for Egypt that it has such minds, that this contribution right now is going to be the faces of the future in different and international arenas and in different fields. Of course, this generation is lucky, voting and contributing not just on the political level, but also in different fields, and they do have the role of their government pushing further for more technology, for more AI, for more educational opportunities, and for more indulging with different nations. So I think we are nailing here nationally, and we will internationally. Dr. Muhammad Amira, the coordinator of the international relations, I would like to thank you so much for your informative call. Well, back to you, Dr. Amira. Ashraf, today is a very busy day, and of course we have this proud. We are pushing further, and we're encouraging all the Egyptians abroad to participate in this new phase in the democracy field.
I'm so proud of his talk. Actually, he mentioned something which is so important. Majority of the participants there are less than or younger than 25 years old, which is a pride. It's considered to be a pride for all of the female figures.
Of course.
Yes. So actually, it's a big role or an important role of the women to participate in such an important elections like now. So the parliamentary and actually the constitution itself, it's created by males and females, not just males or not just men. So it has to have 25% of it to be dedicated for women only, which is a big percent or a huge percent for that. Actually, it's comparing to the role of the woman before that time, so it's considered to be denied or ignored. So for now, it's an improvement to the woman to participate in such a great or such event. So it's a great progress for her.
Well, of course, we congratulate all the Egyptians and all the women who's contributing, whether candidates or voters. We want more of that. We want all the contribution from all the fabric of the society, which is the majority, our youth and women. So we're waiting for more contribution. Dr. Amira Ashraf, the assistant lecturer at Hilwan University, I would like to thank you so much for being with me in the studio in this special edition, of course, covering the parliament elections 2025, and stay around on Nile TV International for more special editions and for more coverage.